a lot of people are starting to get into the crypto or at least getting to understand what crypto is. But for those still living under a rock, do you mind explaining what cryptocurrency is?
Yeah. So cryptocurrency, in its simplest form, is digital currency. In the end, any currency is built on trust, but primarily there's like the godfather of crypto, which is Bitcoin. It's decentralized, completely decentralized. No one owns it. No one can control it. No one has price. No one owns enough to move the market, if that makes sense. But there are other different types of cryptocurrency that are created from that. There are stable coins, altcoins, a lot of different coins, but these have some level of centralization. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the simplest way to explain it. It's
Yeah.
digital currency. Yeah,
Stable coins are the ones that follow a real currency, right?
correct. Stable coins are, it depends. There's a stable coin called USDC, and it's pegged to the dollar. Most stable coins should be pegged to the US dollar. So one stablecoin equals $1. So if you own 100 USDT or USDC, you should own $100. Yeah.
Mm. And so, what is the advantage to owning USDC instead of just the dollar?
It's faster to move. Yeah,
Ah.
it's people like to hold it onto either the ledger. I can send you USDC. It's most of the times it's untraceable as well, and so people do like that. Like for example, in the Pokemon space, people like to pay through cryptocurrency for tax evasion reasons, and that
Hmm.
is not okay, but people do it. And so there is, of course, the IRS doesn't like that, and they'll try to track you down. But that's one example. But yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
what is an altcoin? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, and a lot of times, a lot of the companies that sometimes a company you work for may want to pay you out in USDC, in stable coins instead, and so they'll do that as well. Yeah,
Mm.
but sorry, your question.
Yeah, I was just wondering, an altcoin, what classifies that?
Yeah, so an altcoin is pretty much a currency that is used either to power a certain network, or it's also used as a currency supporting that project's mission. The issue is that a lot of people treat altcoins more for trading than an investment. Very few altcoins you actually invest in long term. It's more for a trade and a quick flip, and you shouldn't really hold on to it for a long period of time unless you really believe in that specific project. The only problem is every project is trying to solve the same problem, which is how the simplest way is the simple question is how can you use cryptocurrency in an everyday use case as simple as possible for everyday people. Everyone's trying to figure that out, and everyone's saying they have the solution, and so it's kind of a matter of time. That's why just holding Bitcoin for me and what I recommend for most people who are getting in is the safest hold out of every coin.
Mm. And so, what do you look for when you look to invest in cryptocurrencies?
Primarily, the first is their founder. You want to look at their founder. Who's the founder? What do they believe in? The second one is how centralized is it? How decentralized is it? There are certain coins that are less decentralized than most, and some are very centralized. Ethereum, for example, is still centralized, but not as much as a coin like Matic, which is pretty centralized. And so you kind of have to figure that out and what you believe in. But most times, people think that you can invest into things like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, and you could become a millionaire. And most people have, but most people have lost a lot of money. And to invest into something like that, I would recommend not doing, unless it's like 1% or less than a percent of your portfolio.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does all coins, for the most part, follow the Bitcoin? So if Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin dips, most coins follow that pattern, right?
99% of the time, yes. There are some outliers where that specific altcoin will just go up. For example, in 2019 and 2020, as the Bitcoin market was going down, there was an altcoin called Chainlink that was actually outperforming the entire market. That's because the project of Link was very attractive to a lot of investors. And so, because most altcoins are paired to Bitcoin, when Bitcoin goes down and it sells off, a lot of altcoins will sell off as well. And the reason why that sell off happens is not because of people selling out of fear, but it's really because The entire cryptocurrency market is a trader's market. And so a lot of people trade on leverage. And so when the market is being liquidated, a lot of people are just selling off out of their control. And so they're losing their positions. Therefore, the market is just crashing in that
Hmm.
sense.